Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something because a few months ago I did something kind of exciting and I got my first tattoo and now it's all healed and I'm ready to talk about it. I was scared out of my mind and I was super nervous and I didn't know what to expect, so I wanted to make an experience video just in case any of you guys are thinking about getting your first tattoo or getting a sternum tattoo and you've never had one before. Hopefully to make you guys a little bit more comfortable, because I know that I searched a lot of videos like this before I got mine, and that helps me feel a lot more comfortable. First off, I'm going to start by showing you my tattoo. I'm going to insert a picture right here. And that was my tattoo when it was fresh, brand new. That was the same day before I even left the shop. And toward the end of the video, I'll show you guys a picture of it healed, now what it looks like. So basically, I want to walk you guys through my experience getting the tattoo, from how I chose the artist to how I picked my design to the actual experience in the tattoo shop, all the way to what the healing process was like. So I'm going to go ahead and start with how I chose the design that I wanted. Basically, I had never really thought about getting a tattoo. It had never been a thing that I've obsessed over or really put much thought into at all until about 6 months ago. And I was on Pinterest and I started seeing some really cute henna style tattoos. And I really like henna tattoos. I love the way that they look. And I wanted something that kind of reminded me of a henna tattoo. So I started searching henna tattoo designs on Pinterest and I started seeing some really, really cute things. And basically I just saved all the ones that I liked, and when it got closer to me actually wanting to get the tattoo, I narrowed it down to a few that were some of my favorites. So I definitely suggest Pinterest if you're looking for ideas. And I knew that I wanted a sternum tattoo, so I went on Instagram, I searched the hashtag sternum tattoo, and I just looked at other people's sternum tattoos. And I did that for the longest because I wanted to make sure that the design that I wanted was the one that was best for me and that would probably look best on me and that I liked the most. So I did that for 3 months probably, picking out what I wanted. So after those 3 months I decided it's time, just go ahead and get it. You still want it, go ahead and do it. So I went online and I tried to search for tattoo shops that were near me, and that didn't work out very well because I wasn't getting a good idea of the work that they did, and I knew that I wanted color in my tattoo, and I had read a lot of things about people not knowing how to do color on darker skin, and I wanted to make sure that my tattoo was done right. So when I went on YouTube, a lot of people were saying to go on Instagram and find a local artist based on the hashtags that they put in. So I went ahead and I searched the hashtag Detroit Tattoo Artist, and that was so helpful because it led me to a bunch of tattoo pages. I just scrolled through and kind of saw whose style I liked the most, and I would click on their pages and see what they were like. And I found this one girl and she had done a bunch of tattoos that were kind of similar to what I wanted, so I decided that I wanted to go with her. So she had her contact information in her bio, so I went ahead and I emailed her with my contact information, and I just basically added a picture of something that inspired me, and I said, hey, I'm looking to get a sternum tattoo. I was hoping to do something like the one in the picture, maybe with a little bit of color added to it. Do you have any availability? And then I put my contact information at the bottom, and she basically texted me right away and said sure, she could do it, and she sent me the days that she was available. So I picked one of those days, and then she had me pay a deposit to secure the date and time for the appointment. And so I went online and paid the deposit, and it was all really easy. And she was super nice about it, super helpful. So at that time, I had about a month between the day that I scheduled my appointment and when my actual appointment was. So that was just basically a month of me freaking out, not knowing what to do, in panic, and really nervous about it because I'd never gotten a tattoo before. So I started going online and I started reading all these blog posts and all of these Yahoo answers, and watching all these YouTube videos and going on Twitter and searching sternum tattoos. And everybody was talking about how much it hurt, and it made me so nervous. I was scared out of my mind. There's nothing wrong with being prepared in the first place. I like to read about a lot of things that I do before I do them. But in this case, I think that it hurt me more than it helped me because I was so freaked out by the time I got through reading all those posts. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to pass out. People said that they passed out. What am I going to do? So I was freaking out. Some people were like, this is the worst pain I've ever had in my life. I have 4 kids and this is the worst pain I've ever been through. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? So fast forward to my appointment. When I walked in, the artist was drawing up the outline for my tattoo, and I just felt way calmer once I was actually there, because I was like, there's no turning back from here. I gotta just calm down and I gotta just do this. So she was drawing out the sketch for my tattoo when I walked in, and once she did that, she put it onto a stencil, and she had me pick what size I wanted, because from the picture you couldn't really tell what size it was, and I wanted mine to be a little bit smaller than the picture that I had sent her for inspiration. So she sized it out the way that I wanted it, and then she placed the stencil on me, and we kind of like worked with it together to see like where exactly I wanted it placed, and that was perfect. I told her that I wanted it to be like, if I was wearing a bralette, I wanted it to come a little bit below that so that you could still see it. So she did that. It was placed perfectly, and when she started tattooing, she did like a little dot just so that I could feel it first, and I was like, okay, the dot wasn't that bad. And then when she started, it felt like someone was like dragging a scalpel through my skin. And then after maybe 30 minutes of it, I just wasn't really feeling it as much. So it kind of was like my body kind of got number to it after a while, and I could sit through it, and it wasn't that bad. But the first 30 minutes of it was definitely the worst, and I was just staring at the ceiling, and I was already nervous, and I was in a panic already, and it was hurting so bad. But it wasn't unbearable pain. Like, that's the thing that you guys need to know if you're planning to get a sternum tattoo. It's not unbearable pain. It's just annoying, and it hurts, and it's not something that you can't do, and it's definitely worth it in the end, and it's only however many hours of pain. So kind of put it in perspective that way. But after she finished the outline, I stood up and I got to see everything, and we picked a color to put on the inside, and I chose pink. And I think that it turned out really nice. I really love it. Personally, I feel like it was the right tattoo for me, and I love it so much. So she bandaged it up, and I went home, and I felt super uncomfortable because there's like plastic on my stomach, and it was so uncomfortable. And she told me to sleep with that on and then remove it when I get up in the morning, and I don't have to cover it anymore after that. So I slept with it on. It was the most uncomfortable sleep I've had in a long time. And in the morning, I took it off. She gave me some ointment to kind of like put on it. I don't know what it does, but you just are supposed to put it on every however many hours it was. So I followed the instructions so closely, because if you give me rules to follow, like, I will follow them to a T. And I did that for 2 days, and then after 2 days, I switched to the unscented lotion. Basically, I just followed the instructions. And any tattoo artist will give you instructions when you leave, so don't really worry too much about that. They'll tell you what to do if you've never done it before, especially. But I basically followed the directions to a T, and after about 7 days, I was feeling like it was pretty healed. It wasn't like, at no point when it was healing did it hurt. It just itched really bad. So I wanted to scratch it so bad. That was probably the hardest part about it, was the itching. And it itched for probably like a week and a half, and like, even after that, it still had some itchy spots to it. And I was trying so hard not to scratch. I was trying to pat it. I was trying to do everything. And there's no way around it. It just itches. And after about maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks, the itching went away, and it looked like it was fully healed. Now I can definitely tell that, I mean, of course, now it's been a long time, but I can definitely tell that it's fully healed now. It looks a little bit different than it did when it was fresh. So I'm going to insert a picture right here of what it looks like now. But yeah, I am super happy with it. I love it so much. I'm really glad that I did it. It was something that was outside of my comfort zone. Like I said, I never really had thought about getting a tattoo, and it's kind of something that, I mean, even though I planned it for about 3 months, it was still something that I didn't really expect to do. But I'm really glad that I did. Sometimes it's good to kind of step out of your comfort zone and do things like that for yourself. So I'm super happy that I did it. The pain was definitely worth it. If you are about to go get a sternum tattoo, or you're about to go get your first tattoo, just know that the pain is going to be worth it, and the pain is only temporary, so you can definitely get through it. But I really hope that this video was helpful to some of you guys, and if you liked it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. And also, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, because I'll definitely try and answer anything that I can. Like, I'm not an expert, but if you have any questions about my personal experience, I can answer that for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.